So here's where I fucked up. I didn't research the artist of the shop. I just looked up tattoo shop, the end. Address, cool. Oh, I know where that's at. I'll walk over there. And that's what I did. Then one day I took my little like thing of money that I saved up and my little concept design and I walked into the shop, right? Cocky as fuck and eager as hell. Like I knew what the fuck I was talking about and had no idea. And this older lady is behind the counter, right? And she's like not nice looking. And when she started talking, even less so nice. Okay. Like it's very true what they say about like the German language being scary, but when someone's like potentially like a purposely not nice, like
Oh,
it's even
geez.
scarier. So already I'm intimidated because I'm like 17 years old at this point, like thinking I'm hot shit, right? And she goes, "How can I help you?" Right? Or what do you want? Or something along the lines like that. And I was like, "Is the tattoo artist in today?" And she goes, "Excuse me?" And she goes, and I go, and I repeat myself again, confident as hell. I go, "Is the tattoo artist in? Is he here?" I just assumed it was a dude immediately, and that's where I fucked up right off the
Oh,
bat. It's
no.
like, "Is he here?" Because I have this thing that I want to get covered, and I just start talking because now I'm nervous, right? And I have ADHD, so I'm like going 300 miles an hour, right? And I'm like, I have this thing I really want to cover it up, and I have a concept design, and I have money, and I really want to get it covered up. And how soon can you get me in to start working on this? And oh, by the way, I'm also emancipated, so I can legally sign for this. I don't need parental consent, and and I'm just going right.
Oh,
And she
geez.
won't, and she's not saying anything, so I keep talking because I'm so nervous. And finally, she looks at the concept design, right, and then looks at me and then goes, "Who drew this?" Right, and I go, "I did." And she looks at me and she looks at the concept design and she looks back at me. And now in my head, I'm even more nervous because I'm like, oh my God, it's so stupid. What
Oh.
was I doing? Right? It's like I'm getting in my head. And she goes, well, first off, she goes, I am the artist and this is my shop. And so immediately I'm like, fuck. And
Kinda like your waiter, you don't piss off your waiter, you don't piss off your
right.
tattoo artist.
I immediately right off the bat, right? I immediately fucked up. And she goes, "You drew this." And I go, "Yeah." She's like, "You sure?" And I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "I'll see you Saturday at 9 a.m." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm thinking, I'm coming there at Saturday, 9 a.m. to get tatted, right? And I walk into the shop Saturday, 9 a.m., eager as hell with my snack and my little MP3 player, because that was the thing at the time, right? And I'm like ready, and I got batteries to go in case my MP3 player dies, and da 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 da. Like I'm ready. And she goes, "Sit down." And I go, "Okay." And I sit down at this desk, and she starts making me draw 1 inch lines, rows of them, just line for line. And if I fucked up, she made me start over and over. And I was like, I don't know, is this what they do before you get tatted? Because I don't know, right? Because
Yeah.
again, my only experience has been homeboy's basement, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And so that went like that for 8 hours of nothing drawing but 1 inch lines. And then at the end of the day, she's like, okay, clean up. And so I cleaned up the desk area. Still very confused, but very submissive for some reason because she was very scary. And she says, come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. again. And so that Sunday, I came back again at 9 a.m. and she did the same thing over. And then I just kept coming back. She never formally asked me to be her apprentice. She just made me come every day to the shop, right? Whether I was in beauty school or not, if I was in beauty school during the day, I had to come back after school, then to the shop to draw. Or when I got my first machine, she gave it to me literally in a bag of parts. She's like, figure it out, right? These
Oh,
were the
geez.
old school machines back then, the coil machines, right? So she's like, figure it out. This is your machine, build it. And I was like, and there was no YouTube video back then on how to build your coil machine, how to assemble your coil machine correctly, how to test your coil machine, how to da 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 da. There was no videos for that. You know how many times I got zapped, dude? The fuck out
Oh.
of me, like because I wired it wrong, because I built it together wrong, like, and I wasn't allowed to go over and look at her machine. Right? I had
Oh,
to figure
geez.
it Like, she was real hardcore, but I'm so appreciative of her because of how her training the way she was. Like, I learned so fucking much, like, that was so ingrained and instilled into me, you know what I mean?